Reincarnating to an angel. Planet Earth is filled with living creatures of all kinds. Is this a random arrangement or an intentional design? Order can be found among this randomness if we assume souls reincarnate to become angels. Meaning souls are trained by jumping from animal body to animal body and then to a human body where you have the potential to become an immortal angel. And as an immortal angel you will escape reincarnation since you no longer die. If so, this arrangement of animals and humans here on planet Earth was likely the product of angels examining themselves and extracting attributes they want souls to learn from lifetime to lifetime to become more like them to eventually join them. Where then the life we know on planet Earth is the implementation of their design. This would mean new souls would start from a blank state. If so, what does this blank state look like? The simplest life form relative to body and mind seems to be the simple algae. No movement and photosynthesis fulfills your needs, like an introduction to life where you do nothing but exist. Since algae lack movement, they cannot determine their destiny. As such, the design for life on Earth seems to evolve the bodies of souls from something simple and mobile to something possessing complex moving parts, specifically to evolve human bodies. And the human body will then resemble the likeness of the body of an angel to prepare you for your final life as an immortal. To get there, the soul will learn to stretch and lengthen the body, such as from the body of a simple alga to the body of complex plants. As plants, souls learn basic needs and movement achieved by growth that lengthens your body to reach toward the sun, all by very, very slow movements. This stretching of your body is like preparing your soul to have a backbone. In the next phase of reincarnations through animal bodies seem to continue to prepare you for having a backbone, such as among worms, so you learn to wiggle and move your future human backbone. Then becoming fish seems to be a milestone. You evolve fish fins to train your soul to use rudimentary appendages beyond a backbone, training you for your future arms and legs as a human being. Followed by the many varieties of the bigger animals we know, where you will learn to bend your arms and legs and have fingers and toes through lives as these complex animals. And like this, souls evolve from simple bodies to complex bodies through life after life until the soul is ready to wear a human body. During this process of body training, there seems to be training for the mind as well, specifically involving the formation of social skills. For example, insects like mantises and spiders seem to possess no social skills and will eat each other during mating. For the sake of their own survival, they will eat their own kind when given a chance, which makes sense since your own kind will most likely be competing against you for the very same resources you need. So why don't more animals practice cannibalism? To teach us to collaborate with each other, reincarnation seems to teach souls social skills via various kinds of animal grouping. Specifically, colonies, like ants and bees. Your queen tells you what to do via pheromones. Schools, herds, etc., like fish and deers. You tag along and follow a leader. Families, like elephants and apes. You become part of a team. Note how souls learn the functions of society while gaining more individualism and independence through reincarnation. By the time we reincarnate as human beings, we can work alone while aiming for social goals that are abstract, invisible, and unselfish. And when souls learn to work together for mutual survival and happiness, they learn the foundations of goodness. Otherwise, a solo human or angel will be very bored and lonely, especially if isolated for eternity. Therefore, we need other people to be happy, so hence the need for goodness between people for mutual and fair happiness. By the time we become human beings, the design seems to mean for us to rely on our minds to solve problems and not rely on physical force and violence. Compared to animals, we are proportionally weaker and not known for our strengths as a species, where our proportionally big brains seem to define our uniqueness. As a hint of this design, we have no fur, where injuries and wounds will become visible on our bare skin that will be hidden under fur for animals. Also, we use words and languages to talk to one another, and animals can only rely on physical fights and physical expressions to settle their differences. And as a result of our mental abilities, we can explore the universe through our minds, such as through math and science. Otherwise, physical fights can leave long-term damage to others as well as yourself. And if you think about it, immortal angels probably cannot hurt each other and have to resolve their differences through words. What problem among humans honestly cannot be resolved by words unless the person acts like an animal? Should you have noticed modern people pranking, bullying, and picking on each other, as well as high rates of crime and evil in the modern world, there is probably a reason for this. Please research for yourself how many human births there are versus human deaths. Assuming human souls reincarnate as human beings multiple tries until qualifying to become angels, the difference between human births and deaths would suggest many animals are becoming humans on a regular basis. Because the difference is so high, we can only guess lower quality souls are becoming human beings due to the speed of reincarnation driven by the number of human births. And this might explain phenomena like autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, souls who are not ready to be human beings and therefore do not behave like average humans. And possibly explain the rising trend in obesity since animals will lack impulse control and gorge themselves when food is abundant. With impulse control problems, you will likely hurt yourself across time. For example, binge drinking of alcohol can cause liver problems, drug abuse can cause brain damage, and obesity can lead to diabetes and the loss of your mobility. While if given a choice, many individuals will want to live forever and ever, no matter how flawed or evil they are, no matter how much they suffer due to their own bad habits. And because flaws and bad habits exist, so too does death exist. Death is a part of the design of life and therefore serves a purpose, such as to show mercy on souls not qualified to become angels and filled with flaws to the point they suffer greatly from their own bad habits. But if you think about it, the concept of death is trippy because death erases all memory of itself. Meaning through reincarnation, no soul will recall any life ended by death, where you do not recall living any other life nor dying because all memories associated with previous lives and deaths have been erased by death. Meaning no angel shall recall any experience relating to death, where death exists only as a concept to angels. And this design creates new angels out of reincarnation without any memory of the flawed lives and deaths from the past lives, until you are born human and become angels someday in your final life as an immortal, as if reincarnation and death never existed for you. As such, this is merciful in the sense you will wake up someday and become angel without ever knowing what death feels like. In this video simplified from too many details like how there seems to be a need to purge sins in between lives that might not have been purged during the last life, which might explain why some babies are born with birth defects or born to bad parents. From my observations about life on planet Earth, I have noticed this possible design that trains souls to become angels through reincarnation, such as created by intelligent design. I hope this makes sense to you and adds wonder and purpose to your life. Thanks for watching.